Yeah, apparently a credible terrorist attack was being planned on Roblox. Is so fucking crazy. The FBI allegedly busted a real-life terrorist attack that was planned in Roblox. I cannot confirm anything aloud at the moment, but things are in motion, says Crazy Pain. James Wesley Berger, who was caught by the FBI, mugshot below, has been charged with threats communicated in interstate commerce. You can read the criminal complaint below. What? What? Craze Pain said it will be months. Shawwal. Based on my training experience, I know Shawwal is the 10th month of the Islamic calendar that follows Ramadan. It corresponds approximately to March 31st, 2025. The witness observed messages from Craze Pain stating that they owned at least one firearm. The following are screenshots that were captured by the witness, though not all communications were captured. Trunon did an episode on the Order of Nine Angels and how they use online games to recruit, and a deal grievous wound upon the followers of the cross. He's keeping it disclosed. We will make dua for you once, you martyr. How many days until you do that, Anna? It will be months, Shawwal, April. Wait, this guy's name is James W. Berger, and he wanted to do like Islamic style terror, Islamic Caliphate, Islamic State style terror. What the fuck? What is happening, bro? When we say Al-Qaeda, I didn't mean like they were literally becoming Al-Qaeda. How the fuck does a guy with the last name James W. Berger sounds like something I made up? Okay, like white boy named James W. Berger doing jihad. What? This would have been the second time a dude with the last name Berger has committed, a white dude with the last name Berger has committed an act of terror on U.S. soil, domestic terror on U.S. soil. It's like, it reminds me of the first one this year, which is Life is Burger, right? Wasn't that guy's name Life is Burger, like Mr. Hamburger? Whether I've seen right-wing militias with up-armored Land Cruisers in Oregon. Of course, they hired the U.S. Taliban, Far Cry 4 for real. Americans planning a terrorist attack. Imagine a burger. I mean, none of this makes sense. None of this makes sense. Like, how did this guy... Carletta Carter, Special Agent, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Austin, Texas, being duly sworn, deposed, state the following. Based upon the facts set forth below, I submit there is probable cause to believe that on or about January 23rd, 2025, with the Western District of Texas and elsewhere, defendant James Wesley Berger did violate transmitting in interstate commerce and any communication threat to injure the persons of another. United States investigating Berger for making threats via the Roblox gaming platform to attack a Christian concert or event. This also sounds sus. Or on or about January 23rd, the FBI received a report from an individual located in the state of Nevada of a possible domestic terrorist incident being discussed on Roblox used by Craze Pain. A witness observed the Craze Pain saying they're willing to kill Shia Muslims at their mosque. A guy named James W. Berger became like a ultra Salafist. How does that happen? Where are even Shia Muslims in his vicinity? What the fuck? This has to be fake, right? No, I mean, he was apparently saying shit like this. They brainwashed the kid, bro. I just don't know who and how. It's not about people in the Order of Nine Angels and groups worship. It's not about that. People in the Order of Nine Angles or angels and groups worship ISIS. So these guys are like radicalizing themselves into being pro-ISIS. How is that even fucking possible? Why is it always us? Why do they hate the Shia so much? It's ISIS, dude. It's ISIS. That's what it is. It's like ISIS shit. No normal Muslim is invested in this kind of like, oh, we got to take out the Shias. Like, that's not real. It's like, I don't know. It's like being a Muslim and then like converting to Catholicism to hunt down Protestants or something, or converting to Protestant Christianity to hunt down Catholics. It doesn't make any sense. Do you understand? Like that's an insane thing. That's not something that happens. A user replied on Roblox should delete the photograph of firearms within the unknown Discord chat in case it was flagged as suspicious. The firearm should be kept hidden. Crazy Pain continued to speak on Roblox about their desire to commit martyrdom at a Christian event, that he wanted to bring humiliation to the worshippers of the cross. See, this is the other thing. This right here, the reason why I say this is fucking idiotic is because Muslims do not actually want to kill Christians. This is what Christians in the West think Muslims want to do. Okay, that's bullshit. The idea that like Muslims are we're gonna go and kill the worshippers of the cross. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Muslims respect Jesus. Jesus is a fucking prophet in the Quran. That's not. This is a dude who got one-shotted by a very specific understanding of quote unquote Islam that mostly manifests in the West. It's like guys that say, "Oh, I reverted to Islam because I want to lower the age of consent and have 4 wives and you know, do harm to those who speak out against the prophet or something. Like, that's, you literally are invested in the memeified right-wing version of Islam that America has presented to you as the only form of Islam. It's like, ironically, an Orientalist framework. It's just like you didn't like revert because, I don't know, you want to follow you want to follow the Quran. You reverted because you want to be like a fucking weirdo. Yeah, the Sneeko Islam. Exactly. Many such cases. Christ said it will be months, Shawwal, April. Based on my training experience, I know Shawwal is the 10th month of the Islamic calendar that follows a Ramadan. It corresponds to approximately March 31st. The witness observed messages from Crazy Payne stating that owned at least 1 firearm. Based on the billing information provided by Roblox, the name associated with the Crazy Payne account was James V. Durger with an address in Texas and a Gmail email address. Roblox also provided it seems like Roblox was also doxing the user's privacy here. Really messed up of Roblox to do so. This corroborates Berger within the Western District of Texas at the time he made the threatening statements as Roblox user Crazy Payne. On or about February 28th, investigators executed a search warrant at Berger's residence. What? There's thus probable cause to believe he was the user. Berger typed the backspace. Assalamu alaikum. I've come to conclude it will befall the 12th of Shawwal, and it will be a music festival attracting bounties of Christians. Inshallah, we will attain martyrdom and deal a grievous wound upon the followers of the cross. Pray for me and enjoin yourself to martyrdom. How does a white dude named James Berger arrive at ISIS? Like, this is not, I don't even understand. I genuinely don't understand how this happens. Order of the 9 Angels are a bunch of edgy troll Nazi Satanists. They are not Muslims. They just love edgy violence wherever it comes. This is not normal red pill Islam brainwashing. Is that like a new meta? I didn't even know about this. Like, so the Nazis have decided, is it angels or angles? The Nazis have decided like, oh, the regular like white supremacist stuff that we were doing is not popping. We need to just be like, we need to do the we must kill the Shia version of like ISIS style, Al Qaeda style fucking psychotic nonsense. I guess it's like 2 birds, 1 stone because they don't fuck with Muslims anyway. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Yes, angles açı. Oh, left hand evet ISIS seviyorlar Telegram'dan önüyorlar. It's angels. The other dude can't spell. No, other people are saying angles. Some people are saying angles. Some people are saying angels. I don't know. I really think it's just too many psyops on a chaotic internet swirling in the madness. There's going to be a split in the American Nazi movement where the pure Christo-fascist crusade against the Islamo-fascist Nazis. I don't think that there's any real meta here, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I think these guys are just like, entirely invested in like they're just invested in chaos, and it's a win-win. Of 9 Angles, ONA is a satanic left-hand path and terrorist network that originated in the UK, but has since branched out to other parts of the world. Claiming to have been established in the 1960s, it rose to public recognition in its early 80s, attracting attention for its neo-Nazi ideology and activism. Describing its approach as traditional Satanism, it also exhibits hermetic and modern pagan elements in its beliefs. According to the order's own claims, it was established in the Welsh marches of Western England during the late 1960s by a woman previously involved in a secretive pre-Christian tradition. This account adds that in 1973, a man named Anton Long was initiated into the group, subsequently becoming its Grand Master. Several academics who have studied the ONA believe that Anton Long is probably a pseudonym for the British neo-Nazi activist David Myatt, although Myatt has denied that this is the case. From the late 1970s onward, Long wrote books and articles which propagated the order's ideas. In 1988, the organization launched its own journal, Fenrir. Through these ventures, it established links with other neo-Nazi Satanist groups around the world, among them the Temple of Blood in the United States and the Black Order in New Zealand. You know what's really crazy about this? There's like left groups as well, right? But they're mostly invested in like political organizing. They're mostly invested in doing like, community charity and fixing people's like busted taillights and stuff like that. What the fuck is the far right doing? This is what they're invested in. Like, just get invested in Dungeons and Dragons, man. What is this fucking fake lore about like satanic neo-Nazi shit? Like, I don't understand. Just watch anime, dude. Why are you doing this? It doesn't make any sense. They're like, they can't even be like regular run-of-the-mill Republicans. They have to be like run-of-the-mill Republicans, but with witchcraft associated with it. By the 2010s, it was attracting further attention for its influence over neo-Nazi militant groups such as Atomwaffen, which is one that primarily recruits from the military. Atomwaffen is like the neo-Nazi group that goes to like military veterans and active duty service members, and they actually have done a bunch of domestic terror in the United States and all around the world as well, where they'll like steal actual explosive ordnance from military bases and then we'll go and like blow shit up. National Action as well as broader extremist networks like 764. How many of these fucking things exist? What the hell? The ONA promotes the idea. The ONA promotes the idea that human history can be divided into a series of aeons, each of which, okay, I don't care about any of this. This is so fucking stupid. The ONA eschews any central authority or structure. Instead, it operates as a broad network of associates termed the collective, who are inspired by the texts, which were originally authored by Long and other members of the inner ONA. The group is composed largely of clandestine cells, which are called nexions. Some academic estimates suggest that the number of individuals who are broadly associated with the order falls in the low thousands. Various rapes, killings, and acts of terrorism have been perpetrated by far-right individuals influenced by the ONA, with various British politicians and activists calling for the ONA to be prescribed as a terrorist group. Nah, they're too busy prescribing Palestine Action as a terrorist group. Sorry, sorry, can't do that. Best we can do is Palestine Action. If you're an 84-year-old lady who's like blind and can't walk, we're gonna put you in jail if you put up a placard that says, I support Palestine Action. That's what England is worried about currently. The ONA has been characterized as a new religious movement. Group presents its teachings as traditional Satanism. Other scholars have portrayed it principally an overlap between Satanism and Nazism, and the historian of religion, Nicholas Goodrick Clark, called it a satanic Nazi cult, while the specialists in far-right politics, Jeffrey Kaplan and Leonard Weinberg, characterized it as a National Socialist-oriented satanic group. Further academic descriptions have highlighted other links. The religious studies scholar Connell R. Mollett called it a blend of Satanism with Hermeticism and some pagan elements. I'm telling you, like, left groups organize on the boundaries of just like doing charity drives. Right-wing organizations that are outside of the boundaries of like normal politics organize on the basis of like doing mass rapes at the behest of a satanic neo-Nazi cult. What the fuck is this? This is why it's so insane whenever people make this like equivalence between the far left and the far right. It's like, no, this is what the far right is doing. What are you saying? Who has time for this? I can't do more than watch a movie and clean my apartment on the weekend, and these guys invent new Magic the Gathering every 2 weeks. Yeah, but it's like Magic the Gathering is fine. It's fun. It's a game. Okay? These guys, yeah, oh, that's the, who could forget? You're discarding the insane violence of eco-terrorists throwing paint at the replicas of famous works of art. That's true. That's true. I forgot. Or sometimes sitting in front of traffic and throwing fucking paint at shit. It does blow my mind that while there is no equivalence between the most extreme versions of like left organizing and the most extreme versions of right organizing, and there's no equivalence between the violence that these groups engage with, the amount of time spent on left groups, the amount of time spent on anti-fascists far outweighs the amount of time spent on this shit. Scroll down a little more. The guy called the ideologue of 098 is a straight up white Muslim guy. Lamau, no, I saw. Not, oh, here, Anton Long's identity. Oh my God. David Myatt, pictured in 1998, is often cited as a central ideologue. The real identity of Anton Long remains unknown for both members of the order and to academics who have studied. However, in 1998 issue of the anti-fascist magazine Searchlight claimed that Anton Long was a pseudonym of David Myatt, a prominent figure in the British neo-Nazi movement. Shared ideas between the two include the belief in a causal realm where the laws of physics do not apply, the idea that human history divides into distinct aeons, support for future colonization of space, and the Star Game, a board game that Myatt claimed to have developed in 1975. Oh my God, these guys always love sci-fi so much. Dude, born in the early 1950s, Myatt had a long history in neo-Nazism, serving as a bodyguard for Colin Jordan of the British movement before joining Combat 18 militia and becoming a founding member and leader of the National Socialist Movement. In 1973, Myatt has claimed he formed an occult group to serve as a honeypot to pull occultists towards neo-Nazism, but that he left its organization largely to a man from Manchester. Myatt's text on the Practical Guide to Aryan Revolution, in which he advocated for violent militancy in the aid of neo-Nazi cause, was cited as an influence for nail bomber David Copland. Myatt converted to Islam in 1998 and remained a practicing Muslim for 8 years, in which time he encouraged violent jihad against Zionism and Israel's Western allies. In 2010, he announced that he had renounced Islam and was practicing an esoteric tradition that he termed the numinous way. When you just want to be a fucking psychopathic, murderous neo-Nazi so bad that you revert to Islam, what the fuck? What the fuck? He's just like, I don't give a fuck how we kill people, okay? I will do it the Islamic way. I will do it the Christian way. Fuck it. I'll invent my own religion. Who cares? That is insane, dude. Academic scholars of esotericism who have supported Long's identification as Myatt include Goodrick, Clark, Faxneld, and Jacob C. Senhold. Myatt has repeatedly denied allegations that he has any involvement with the ONA, maintaining that he has never used the pseudonym Anton Long. He has claimed that he had personal contacts with people involved in the ONA around the 1980s and that similarities between his ideas and those in the ONA result from the latter's borrowing from him. He said, they jacked my shit. Public emergence. The ONA came to public attention in the early 1980s. At this point, Gregorius noted it was most likely very small, possibly having only 1 or 2 actual members. Over the coming years, it issued material for public consumption. It's a secret society, outer representative. Niners, Bolobians, and Runewitha. Interests in Nazism and jihadism. If the identification of Long as Myatt is correct, the ONA would have its ideological foundations in the neo-Nazi movement. The ONA's material contains various positive references to Nazism and neo-Nazism, praising Nazi Germany as a practical expression of the satanic spirit, a burst of Luciferian light, of zest and power in an otherwise Nazarene, pacified and boring world. So these guys are just like, I mean, you know this is white people shit because of that, okay? This is white people shit exclusively because of that fucking statement. Because ain't no fucking black person, brown person is like, man, the world is so boring and so passive. We should do maximum violence. Okay? This is it. This can only be born out of boredom of your day-to-day existence when you have to be like at least middle class or above to get invested in something like this because you have experienced far too few points of adversity in your upbringing. The ONA also evokes the Nazi leader Adolf Hitler as a positive force in his text of the performance of a black mass, embracing Holocaust denial. It claims that the Holocaust was a myth. These guys will also say the Holocaust is a myth, but it was actually really good that it happened, and it should happen again. Okay? Classic. In order to denigrate the Nazi administration after the Second World War and erase its achievements from the psyche of the West, the group believes that the neo-Nazi revolution is necessary in order to overthrow the Magian Nazarene domination of Western society and establish the Imperium, ultimately allowing humanity to enter the galactic civilization of the future. Senior group member Christos Beast, however, presents Nazi imagery as just one way in which the order works, instead maintaining that they're the only true anarchist group. While the group's black mass commonly invoked Hitler, another version produced by the Austrian ONA group, the Temple of Them, replaces the Nazi leader with the Salafi jihadist Osama bin Laden. What? The group frames neo-Nazism and Salafi jihadism as causal forms, which help to bring down the old order and facilitate the coming of a new aeon. I mean, I guess there is like a little bit of honesty there in terms of the markers, ultraviolence, complete domination of outgroups. Like technically, it is almost the same as like the white guy's understanding of Salafi jihadism. Like it is kind of funny because this still somewhat loops back. This still loops somewhat back to the ways in which this attitude has manifested and has been weaponized by Western forces in the region and has been an incredibly effective tool of, at times, destabilizing predominantly Muslim countries and also simultaneously creating a casus belli for American intervention and Western intervention in general in the region, whether it be invading Afghanistan, whether it be invading Iraq. Like this literally, in post 9/11 world especially, this is so insane. It's like another, I look at this as like yet another instance of the imperial boomerang, like the implementation and the active, dedicated radicalization that Western forces have engaged with, Western intelligence have engaged with in that part of the world, coming back, looping back around and creating instability in the United States of America and in the Western world in general, where, you know, our guys, the American-backed Salafi jihadists become influential figures for white boys who are fucking bored and want to be Nazis because they are bored. Insane, dude. If these guys had a bit of oppression in their formative years, they wouldn't turn out to be this way. Yeah. No lives matter. Due to the network, this is one of the network's branches. 2021 by Bradley Cadenhead, a teenager from Stephenville, Texas. The group derives its name from the town's zip code. The network is most present on Discord and Telegram and usually targets children aged 8 to 17, particularly marginalized children or those suffering from mental health challenges. Victims are often forced to commit recorded acts of self-harm and animal cruelty to disseminate internally or share on social media platforms, asked to carve names on their skin as cut signs, a form of branding to show their subjugation by the group, and given the end goal of committing suicide on live stream for the network's entertainment or for the perpetrator's own sense of fame within the network. What the fuck? When aggregated, the community surrounding these groups commonly referred to as the COM, shorthand for the community. Law enforcement estimated in 2024 that the COM network includes hundreds of such members who engage in extortion and harassment using various cyber criminal tactics such as swatting and doxing, as well as thousands engaged in other cyber criminal activities. This was founded by a 15-year-old who was bullied in school before dropping out in 2021, learned to groom and extort minors on a sextortion Discord server named Cult, which was founded in 2019 by 23-year-old Rohan R., an Indian business student living in France, often blackmailed victims into recording CSAM and degrading acts for commercial gain. Rohan R. told the French court that he was inspired by neo-Nazi and Islamophobic rhetoric, as well as a desire to build a reserve of slaves to fuel his sadism. Okay, that's what the fuck. These are some of the groups. The reason why I'm looking at this is because these are some of the groups that were that are doing shit like this, like the saying that they're going to commit an act of terror on Roblox. It turns out that these are like neo-Nazi groups that also have a proclivity towards, have a warmness towards like Salafi jihadism. Big Balls was in COM. Check it out. Wait, what? I mean, I know. Fuck. I know Terrorgram is another. Terrorgram, which operates on Telegram, is another version of this this type of thing, and that black white supremacist school shooter and the cell school shooter were both part of that Terrorgram group, and they do similar things where they just like actively recruit children who are being bullied, who are like mentally ill, and try to get them to commit mass shootings. And there's like a value system associated with like being martyred at the behest of you know, for their enjoyment, basically. The FBI has opened 250 investigations concerning 764 spanning all 55 field offices of May 2025 and September 2023. The FBI published their first bulletin warning of the public network. Man, it's crazy because like for me, I'm over here worried about like you know, regular right wing to far right radicalization, and I can't believe that there is like another flavor of this that even goes beyond, you know, the through line between Asmongold and like Nick Fuentes. I'm over here worried about like Fox News to Asmongold to Nick Fuentes as the pipeline, okay, or more so just the Asmongold to Nick Fuentes pipeline. Meanwhile, there are even layers beyond that that contain multitudes and are even more violent and even more indecipherable in their goals. Holy fuck.